এইটা
छोटा लगेगा
লাগবে না এই আমরা হাতে রাখি বাইকটা আমার কাছে আছে পাঁচশো আছে একবার দেখে নে হ্যালো করে কালকে যা সাউন্ড আছে তাই
পাওয়ার এখানে কোনো কন্ট্রোলের পাওয়ার লাগে দিয়ে চলে যদি এখানে লাগে
না এই ডিভিএস লাগবে না সবই দেখে
অন্যান্য দিয়ে সব lighting switch not cable साइड में केबल साइड पे हां साइड ताकि जिसको आप सेवन चले सेवन का साइड में और ये नंबर तो আছে দুটো ওকে বলো आप যদি না বলে চলে ইয়ারি নাম্বার আছে
लॉगिन रहिए तो लॉगिन
कैमरा इसमें आ रहा है
सेवन है ना
ब्राउजर से ही मैंने इधर
डीएमएस কিন্তু লাগবে
इंटरनेट से
हाँ आपके ना अढ़ाई घोड़ा
लाइव का वो लिंक कहाँ है? लिंक भेजो।
लिंक पाऊनी देखो ये यूट्यूब से ये থেকে দেখো ইউটিউবে কি সিরিয়াসলি আছে
আমাদের গতকালের সাথে গ্রুপে নেই।
তাই একবার দিই
একটা দিন
না আমাদের আমরা যারা জয়েন করেছি আমার নিজের একটা গ্রুপ বানিয়ে
অনেকের ঋতু আছে এই সব নতুন নাম্বার তো আমি অ্যাড করে দিচ্ছি। ঠিক এরপর আছে এই একটা
না নেই
এই একটা
খোলাই ছিল তো তালাটা পিছনে ঝুলে রেখে দিয়েছিল
না
তালা মেরে দিয়েছি খোলা
এই
রাখি
একটা
হ্যালো ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে বুঝি
এই মানে অনেক
না 57 না এটা 57 না না 57 না না এটা সেই সব পরপর আছে দেখ 13 15 16 2 দুইটা 57 হ্যাঁ 57
हेलो
हाँ
हेलो
हारमोनियम जन्य
रिकॉर्ड ऑन कर रहे
हो गया सब संभल
পুরো তো পড়ছে তো হ্যাঁ
আমরা চাইছি কন্ট্রোল হয়ে গেছে। আমি অনেক দিন থেকে চেয়েছিলাম কখন বলেছিলাম ওভার টাইম জন্য
তিনটে আছে তো
আমি দেখবো আমি
তিনটে আছে তো গান দেখ কোথায় গেল
ধরুন আজকে এইটা 23 তো এর ফেরুলটা 23 করবে কালকে দেখবেন 24 ঢুকে গেল না 23টা তো হয়ে গেছে ওর মতো নিতে পারতেন না
বলা আছে তো বসো আমি তুলবো তো না না
ডকুমেন্টস হয়ে গেল হ্যাঁ হোক না আরে ভালো করে তুলুন একটা তুললে তো ভালো করে তুলুন
না না এইসব ফটো সব হাতে দেখে নিতে হবে
তুললে তো ভালো করে তুলুন ছবিটা যেন ভালো
সবাইকে শিখে নিতে হবে
বিতরণ করে দিতে হবে ব্যাগে রেখে দিই। যে মেন
এখানে আসুন, এখানে আসুন, এখানে বসুন। অবশ্যই হ্যাপি বার্থডে।
ওটা কন্ট্রোল রুম আছে লাইট একটু দিয়ে দেবো লাইট একটা না যারই বলছে লাইট দেবো
এখানে চিপকে রাখবো প্লাস এইটার কাজ করতে হবে পেন্টিং ইমিডিয়েটলি ফ্ল্যাট লাইট কাউন্ট স্টার্ট ফ্রম মিড সেন্টার স্টেজ 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 এটা কাজ তার মধ্যে ইলিস আরএস মানে লেফট সাইড ফ্ল্যাট এটা আরএস মানে রাইট সাইডেই যেকোনো আছে
যাক কালকে সেট আপ
এটা হচ্ছে পিলার স্টেজ
ভগবান
লাইট কনসোলে 4 আর এই যে এখানে 4 আর 11 এই কনসোলেতে এইটাই এটা এটা অফ কেন না না সেই জানি কিন্তু এটা 4 আর 11 এখান থেকে
নিচে রাখি, হ্যাঁ।
ওই যে ফোকাসটা ফোকাসটা
गैप बढ़ा दीजिए सर, गैप बढ़ा दीजिए। यहाँ पे जगह नहीं है, नीचे रखिए, यही पे भी, हाँ ऐसे सामने है। একটা খোলো না। এই বলে দিয়েছি তুফান উল্টো বলা
এটা ঠিক আছে তো
এই একটা নামিয়ে দাও না ইন বিটুইন বললো মাঝখানে একটা করে নামিয়ে দাও ওই নিচে ঢোকা ওই চলো আমি করে দিচ্ছি সিঁড়ির ওপর রাখো সিঁড়ির ওপর মনে রাখো বলছি না দেখো না উল্টা পুরোপে রাখবে হ্যাঁ পুরো লোক আছে চিন্তা নেই একটা ছোট সাইকেল
एक एक
लूज कैसे हो गया लूज হয়ে গেল টান লেগেছে হয়তো ওই জন্য ইয়ে করে দিবে সেলোটেপ লাগিয়ে দিবে শেপ না করলে লুজ হয়ে গেছে এখন পরে যদি এরকম হয়,
কি বলতে হতো সিস্টেমটা সেরাটা করতে পারে ভালো
এবার
এটা তো যদি
वो रख सकते पर ऐसे क्यों आ रहा है ऐसे क्यों आ रहा है ब्लैक कहाँ है
बाकी सब ब्लैक
It is with a blur. अरे
এটা কি
যেটা কমানো আছে
এখানে এখানে রেখে দাও চার টান লাগবে কথাই ज्यादा कुछ नहीं शॉर्ट है ना इसके ऊपर ही रख कत ठंडा একটু আগে ডিসকানেক্ট হয়ে গেছিল ক্যামেরা অফ হয়ে গেছিল এই কালকে বলুন না
কালকে বললে আজকে আর হবে না স্টেপ এখন স্টার্ট হবে তাই জন্য পাঠিয়ে দিচ্ছি স্টেজে আমি এটা খুব লক্ষ্য রাখবো এটা রেডি করো
পারবেন না একটু আগে ক্যামেরা লুজ হয়ে খুলে গেছিল ক্যামেরা বন্ধ হয়ে গেছিল
यहीं पर बैठे थे यहाँ
ब्राउन वाला तो बड़ा
मेरा रोजा वही हाँ हाँ
इधर चिपका दो उधर टान टान हो
আমরা কলেজের ছাত্র উনি 1 বছরের জুনিয়র 1 বছরে না না তখন তো উনি ছিলেন ইংলিশ অনার্স আমি ছিলাম ফিজিক্স আমাদের মধ্যে আছে কিন্তু উনি তো এখন কলেজে আমার যে 1 বছর ছোট আছে সে দাদা ওই কালচার
বলুন বলুন
ওই যে শিখেছি তো বটে শিখেছি আমার শিখিয়ে দিয়েছি
Sanjay. Sanjay. প্রত্যেকে ধরে ধরে আমি তোমার কথাটা বলছিলাম আমি বললেন যে তোমার ফোন হয়ে গেছে আমার না এসকে করোনা করে একবার না না আছে তুমি তোমার পাল রয়েছে আমি কিন্তু গল্পটা বলছিলাম রেডিও তৈরির পরিবর্তে স্যান্ডউইচ তৈরি করেছিলেন আমারটা উল্টো হয়ে গেছে
A very special good morning to all. May I request all of you to take your seats, please.
Thank you.
Well, I am Dr. Ashish Kumar Chakraborty, one of the senior most faculties of the Statistical Quality Control and Operations Research Division of ISI. I will take you through the program today. We have assembled here to celebrate 130th birth anniversary of a great visionary and founder of this institute, Prashant Chandra Maharan. We all know that this auspicious day is declared by the central government as Statistics Day in honor of PCM. In the institute, we also celebrate this day as the Workers' Day since long. I wish all of you a very happy Statistics Day and a happy ISI Workers' Day. Before we formally start today's program, I would request all of you to please either switch off your mobile phones or put them in vibration mode only. Today, we have the gracious presence of Professor Shankar K. Pal, our President of ISI. We also are fortunate to have with us Swami Suvirananda Maharaj, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, as our guest of honor. And two special guests, Professor Ashish Baral Raha, our beloved Rahada, and Sri Chandrasekhar Ghosh, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bandhan Bank. I request our Director, Professor Sanghamitra Bandyopadhyay, Dr. Parthabhuti Mohanto, President ISI Workers Organization, and Professor Gopal Basha, Dean of Studies ISI, to please escort our guests to the dais. My heartiest welcome to all of them. I now request Professor Gopal Basak, our Dean of Studies, to welcome Professor Shankar K. Pal with a shawl and a bouquet. Piyali Kambakar and Bappa Ghosh, please help. May I request Professor Basak again to welcome Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bandhan Bank. Monami Mandal and Manish Kumar, please help. I now request Dr. Parthabhuti Mohanto, President of ISI Workers Organization, to welcome Professor A.D. Raha, our special guest today. Pranukar De and Bappa Ghosh, please help. I now request our director, Professor Shangamitra Bandyopadhyay, to offer a traditional welcome to Swami Subirananda Maharaj-ji, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. I request Manami Mandal and Nigamiko Ahulia to please help. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais to offer garlands to the photograph of P. C. Malanobis to mark the beginning of today's celebration of Workers' Day and the Statistics Day. I request the group from Eyesight Club to perform the Vedika. I now request Dr. Shanmugha Bandyopadhyay, the Director of Indian Statistical Institute, to give our welcome address.
A very good morning to all of you. President of the Indian Statistical Institute, Professor Shankar A. Pal, guest of honor, Revered Swami Suvedanandaji, special guests Sri Chandrasekhar Ghosh and Professor A.T. Raha, dignitaries on and off the dais, workers of the Institute, colleagues, students, scholars, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you on the occasion of the celebration of the 130th birth anniversary of Professor Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobis, the founder of the Indian Statistical Institute. The country is today celebrating the 17th Statistics Day with the theme, alignment of state indicator framework with national indicator framework for monitoring sustainable development goals. Happy ISI Workers' Day and happy Statistics Day to all of you. A visionary and an institution builder, Professor Mohan Ravish, or simply Professor as he is affectionately referred to in the Institute, laid the foundation of the Indian statistical system, the benefits of which we are reaping to this day. Professor was an epitome of interdisciplinarity who developed statistical theory and designed methodologies with the objective to use these for solving problems of the country and for human development. Statistics must have a clearly defined purpose, one aspect of which is scientific advance and the other human welfare and national development, he declared. Thus, he created a unique institution where theoretical development went hand in hand with applications. With this vision, a number of disciplines were established in the Institute. Data science and data analytics, as we call it today, had its seed in this vision, a vision that remains relevant more than 90 years later. We must protect and nurture this vision and break the silos, the comfortable cocoons that we have managed to create for ourselves. Indian Statistical Institute was declared an institute of national importance by an act of parliament. Headquartered in Kolkata, with centers and branches in a number of other states, the institute needs to make a conscious effort to attract the best talents from all over the country and the world, be it its students, faculty members, or members of the staff. The diversity that the logo of the institution symbolizes must be protected at all costs. This can be achieved only if we respect and appreciate for what is different and are able to make space for the other, be it the other person, the other language, the other idea, or anything that is unlike us. And this respect and appreciation for the other will come easily only through deep confidence in our own abilities. My deep gratitude to the President of the Institute and the distinguished guests on the dais for agreeing to spend time with us on this happy occasion. I once again take this opportunity to wish all of you a very happy Workers' Day and Statistics Day. As we pay homage to the father of the Indian statistical system and the founder of the Indian Statistical Institute, let us commit to pursue with full dedication and integrity the development agenda of the country. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Professor Bandyopadhyay, for the warm welcome to all of us present here in the auditorium and to all those who are attending this program online. I now request our Dean of Studies to read the message from Dr. G.P. Samanta, Chief Statistician of India and Secretary, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, Government of India.
Hello. So I'm reading the message from Chief Statistician of India, Secretary, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, Government of India. The message says, the Government of India is celebrating 29 June every year as Statistics Day in recognition of the notable contribution made by late Professor Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis, the legendary statistician and founder of the Indian Statistical Institute, coinciding with his birth anniversary. As part of the celebration every year, one particular theme of current national importance is selected. The theme selected for Statistics Day 2023 is alignment of state indicator framework with national indicator framework for monitoring sustainable development goals, in bracket SDGs. The day is celebrated at national level to create public awareness, especially among the younger generation, about the role and importance of statistics in socio-economic planning and policy formulation for development of the country. On the occasion of the Statistics Day 2023, I am delighted to know that the Indian Statistical Institute is observing the 130th birth anniversary of Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis, and the day is celebrated as Workers' Day of the Institute. I hope the present generation of statisticians would take inspiration from his life, works, and contributions made to the national statistical system. On behalf of Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, I congratulate the Indian Statistical Institute on the occasion of Workers' Day and extend my best wishes for its grand success. Dr. G.P. Samant. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Basha. I would now request the group from ISI Club to sing a couple of songs.
Today, on the 130th birthday of Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis, the founder of our Indian Statistical Institute, we have assembled to pay homage to our beloved professor. We shall be remembering him with deep gratitude and reverence, Shraddha. Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis was not only inspired by the ideals of Rabindranath Tagore, he was actively associated with Vishwa Bharati long before ISI was established. Thus, when our dear professor gave shape to his dream, the ISI, his creation got strongly influenced and inspired by the thoughts and ideals of Rabindranath Tagore, his universal humanity. At his invitation, scholars and savants from all over the world have visited and stayed at ISI, taught, worked, and collaborated here in their respective disciplines. Technical interactions apart, there have been cultural exchanges with them, which have enriched us. We strive to continue this tradition. Rabindranath's thoughts on work, that our life journey has to be split in work without rest, undaunted by obstacles on the way, that liberation and bliss are to be sought through work, has motivated our professor too. Our ISI is the fusion of his incessant, rigorous hard work. While today is the birth anniversary, yesterday was the death anniversary of our professor. However, Rabindranath has taught us how to celebrate our sorrow along with our joy. We now pay our homage to our professor through two songs of Rabindranath, which probably reflect the great thoughts that the professor had while creating the institute. The first song invokes the universal melody to play in the song of life. The second song emphasizes that the Lord is connected to each of us and belongs to each of us in the same way as he is connected to and belongs to others.
আজ প্রশান্ত চন্দ্র মহলানবিশের 130তম জন্মদিন। প্রশান্ত চন্দ্র মহলানবিশ যিনি ইন্ডিয়ান স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল ইনস্টিটিউটের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা এবং যিনি এই ইনস্টিটিউটের সমস্ত মানুষের ভালোবাসার প্রফেসর। আজ আমরা তাকে স্মরণ করছি গভীর শ্রদ্ধা এবং আন্তরিক ভালোবাসার সঙ্গে। আমরা সকলেই জানি যে প্রশান্ত চন্দ্র মহলানবিশ রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের বিশ্ব মানবতার বোধ, কর্মের ভাবনা আর জ্ঞানের কোনো গণ্ডি নেই, থাকতে পারে না, এই আদর্শের দ্বারা প্রবলভাবে জানিত হয়েছিলেন। শুধু তাই নয়, তিনি বিশ্বভারতীর সাথে দীর্ঘকাল সক্রিয়ভাবে যুক্ত ছিলেন এই ইন্ডিয়ান স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল ইনস্টিটিউট তৈরির অনেক আগে থেকে। পরবর্তীকালে প্রফেসর যখন নিজে এই ইনস্টিটিউট তৈরি করলেন, তার ভিত্তিতেও রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের এই ভাবনা এবং আদর্শের প্রবল প্রভাব ছিল এবং তারই ফলস্বরূপ সারা পৃথিবীর নানা জাতি, ধর্ম, বর্ণ, লিঙ্গ এবং ভাষা নির্বিশেষে অগণিত জ্ঞানী এবং পণ্ডিত মানুষ এখানে এসেছেন, থেকেছেন, পড়িয়েছেন, কাজ করেছেন স্ব স্ব ক্ষেত্রে, আদান প্রদান করেছেন শুধু জ্ঞানের নয়, জীবন চর্চার। সমৃদ্ধ হয়েছি আমরা, আমাদের সংস্কৃতি, যা আজও আমরা বয়ে নিয়ে চলার চেষ্টা করছি। জীবন হোক কর্মময়, কর্মেই মুক্তি আর আনন্দ। বাধা বিপত্তি যতই আসুক, অবিশ্রাম পথ চলা অব্যাহত থাকবে। রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের এই ভাবনা প্রফেসরকে অনুপ্রাণিত করেছিল কঠোর, নিরলস, অবিরাম কাজ করে চলতে, যার ফল আমাদের আজকের এই ইন্ডিয়ান স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল ইনস্টিটিউট, যা ছিল পিসিএম এর স্বপ্ন। আজ প্রফেসরের জন্মদিন, আমরা সবাই জানি, আর এও জানি যে ঠিক এর একদিন আগে অর্থাৎ গতকাল ছিল তার মৃত্যুদিন। কিন্তু রবীন্দ্রনাথ আমাদের শিখিয়েছেন দুঃখকে কিভাবে উৎসব করে তুলতে হয়, দুঃখকেও কিভাবে উদযাপন করতে হয়। তাই এই অনুষ্ঠানের মাধ্যমে আমরা আমাদের ভালোবাসার প্রফেসরকে শ্রদ্ধা জানাচ্ছি। আর এই শ্রদ্ধা এবং ভালোবাসা জানানোর মাধ্যম হিসেবে আমরা বেছে নিয়েছি দুটি গান, যা হয়তো এই ইনস্টিটিউট তৈরি করার পিছনে প্রফেসরের যে বৃহত্তর ভাবনা ছিল তাকেই
সেখানে তোমার সাথে আমার বিশ্ব সাথে জুড়ে দেখাই বিহার সেখানে তোমার সাথে আমার বিশ্ব সাথে জুড়ে দেখাই বিহার নয় কবুলে নয় বিজনে নয় কো আমার আপন মনে নয় কবুলে নয় বিজনে নয় কো আমার আপন মনে সবার দেখায় আপন তুমি প্রিয় সেখায় আপন আমার বিশ্ব সাথে লোকে দেখায় বিহার সবার পানে যেথায় বাবু পাশারো সেইখানে প্রেম জাগিতে আমার সবার পানে যেথায় বাবু পাশারো সেইখানে প্রেম জাগিতে আমার লোকের প্রেমরাই ঘরে আলোর মতো ছড়িয়ে পড়ে গোপনে প্রেমরাই ঘরে আলোর মতো ছড়িয়ে পড়ে সবার দেখায় আনন্দ মনে প্রিয় আনন্দ সে আমার বিশ্ব সাথে জুড়ে দেখায় বিহার সেইখানে তোমার সাথে আমার বিশ্ব সাথে জুড়ে দেখায় বিহার
I must thank the team from ISI Club who performed beautifully this morning. Professor Shankar K. Pal needs no introduction to this audience. A former distinguished scientist and director of this institute, a Padma Shri awardee, and presently a National Science Chair, Professor Pal is currently the President of Indian Statistical Institute. May I request Professor Shankar Pal, former director of ISI, to please address the audience.
Very good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the birthday of Professor Maulanovic, as you have been heard, and today is celebrated nationally as a statistics. Today is also observed as Workers' Day in our institute, and it's my great pleasure to be present in this occasion as a speaker. And this presence, this happy occasion is not new to me. I was present in this occasion during 2005 to 2010 as the 10th Director of Indian Statistical Institute. Today I am again present as the 14th President of Indian Statistical Institute. And I am thankful to our Director for inviting me. My thanks are also to our guest of honor, Swami Suryananda Maharaj, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mission and Krishna Ma, our special guest, Sri Chandrasekhar Ghosh, MD and C, Mountain Bank, and our beloved old colleagues, Professor A.B. Raha. For little information, this our today's honor of guest of honor, Professor Sudarananda Maharaji and myself, we are from the same college. He is 1 year junior to me. I was the batch of 1966-69 physics honors. He was the English honors 1967 to 70. So it's my pleasure that I could see him as great Maharaj. And we are both students of our Nityananda Maharaj, Kesto Maharaj, who built this very good ashram. This is a small introduction. And our special guest, Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh, who you have been seeing in the television. I have invested some good amount of money in his backbone. So I'm good to see that on my left side, bank, and the right side is Swamiji. And at this age of our 60, I was telling, Sadhu Sangha was very useful. Now we can see. And that time, that 3 years stay discipline in our college. And this year, this college got highest in the rank in NAC, A++. And in your NIF ranking, you became second in the West Bengal state, and in the 8th rank in India. And our 5th rank was the St. Xavier's College. So in West Bengal, our BCC College of Mission stood second after St. Xavier's College. And for this kind of Maharaj, their contribution is enormous. Now, today is National Statistics Day, our director and our radio colleague. But for those who are young audience here or new, I like to say because whenever it's a National Statistics Day, it reminds me that very happy moment on 24th of December 2006 in the evening at Ampari, when the then Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh, was the chief guest, and he declared that birthday of our founder, Professor Mahalanobis, as the Statistics Day to be celebrated nationally. And that was a long due demand and wish from our end. And that day it got fulfilled. And this was also the day when the foundation stone of this Platinum Jubilee building was laid by him. And more importantly, I took pride on that day to confer him with Doctor of Honoris Causa, Doctor of Science, not because he was the chief minister, he was the president, but for his contribution and scholarship to economics. I still remember the presence of the then president, Professor M.G. Menon, who nicely explained in 1.5 minutes his contribution. So now the question is for the beginner, why it was declared. The simple reason is our legendary statistician in India for his contribution in statistics, planning, and national development. For example, we have been using since 1975 modern statistics. When I joined my institute as a senior research scholar back on 1st March 1975, that time we were using pattern recognition modern statistics. But unfortunately, I have seen abroad many good professors working in pattern recognition, data mining, machine learning. They do not know, they know modern statistics, but they do not know knowledge is from India. Back in Oxford in 1981, when I was attending a NATO Advanced Study Institute for pattern recognition, then I realized it, and I have corrected. Till last year, I asked many professors, do you know for Mahalanobis? They know Mahalanobis, but it's not from India. And the second, and basically, those are not from statistics machine learning. It's a distance that measures the distance between two sets of data, two sets of communities, two sets of classes. That's the main thing. It's called Mahalanobis. Then we have formulated Indian strategy for industrialization in the second 5-year plan, during 1956 to 61. And more importantly, he has settled the large-scale sample survey for better statistical reliability for understanding the Indian societal realities and Indian social structures. And accordingly, he has established in 50 and 51 National Sample Survey Organization and CSO, Central Statistical Organization. Now, he has some beliefs. Many of you know, he refers statistics as a technology. We believe that statistics is the key technology to enhance the efficiency of human effort in a broader sense. And second, he believed that he is a strong believer of interdisciplinary research. That's why, as our director mentioned, ISI has so many science units, and where statistics is expected to be to play a crucial role in making it's just strengthening that growth. And our computer science research that you see today, it is an example outcome of such a belief. And that work began, at least I think, in my witness, in 1970s in the then physical and earth science exhibition, comprising electronics unit, electronics and computer sciences unit, applied mathematics, physics, geology. And as an example of the impact in my discipline, I can see the statistics is the strong paradigm for learning. And today, so it became an integral part of machine learning and uncertainty analysis. Therefore, it's the foundation of today's AI and data science and analytics what we are seeing. In that sense, I would say he was the precursor of this machine learning and data science. And so we are talking about machine learning. We are talking about Alan Turing about 1950 to mention that we need a machine that can learn from environment. But before that, also made his contribution. And next one of the thing, in 2008, during Platinum Jubilee celebration, World Scientific Journal is a world-renowned publication here. They accepted our invitation to publish a series of books under the title called Statistical Science and Interdisciplinary Research. And we had 14 volumes which are distributed in many libraries in our country and abroad. And a few months back, they invited me again, they reminded me that if you would like to have any other book in this one, you can write. So I'm requesting our colleagues who are active in research nowadays, they can consider writing a book. In conclusion, I will say the PCM's contribution, statistical science, needs more exploration and attention for the benefit of science and society. Now, last part, today's water is very important. In our institute, ISIW, without ISIW, nothing moves. So, let me see, this is a Workers' Day. Let me first honor and recognize the hard work and contribution of all ISI workers over our country, belonging to all disciplines, all centers and units, for their contribution of which the ISI is today here. Particular mention may be made of those involved during the formative period of ISI in 1930s, because I know that formative period is very crucial for any kind of creation. Let us also acknowledge the hard and work and celebrate the hard work and celebrate the spirit of dedication, perseverance, and hard work that made our institute internationally known and put it at a greater height. It may be mentioned that Indian Statistical Institute Workers Organization, ISIW, was formed in 1956. As I understand from literature, objective was very noble. What is the objective? Workers in ISI would collectively vent their ideas, and aspirations by ultimately help the administration to run ISI with greater efficiency. However, unfortunately, the last part, that is ultimately help the administration to run ISI with greater efficiency, is very subjective and involves some fuzzy words, fuzzy terms. And it often leads to a tug of war between ISIW and the administration, and thereby causes unpleasant situations, particularly when there are constraints in rules, norms, and funding policy are laid down by our governing Ministry of Statistics and Rural Development. Therefore, under this situation, more logical and legitimate discussion with transparency from both ends are necessary to arrive at a reasonably accepted solution. One may also recall the funding crisis that arose in late 1950s when the government was not somehow happy with the quality of output delivered. Before concluding, I have a very simple quiz for our workers. Let us discharge our own duty and responsibility timely and honestly without looking at or criticizing what others around us are doing. With these few words, I conclude, and my big salute to our founder, Professor Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobis, and I wish you all happy Workers' Day, happy Statistics Day. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Pal, for explaining the importance of PC Mahalanobis' thoughts and activities, even for the present scenario. I would again request our Dean of Studies to read out the message from Dr. Pranav Sen, Chairman, ISI Council, and also to say a few words on this occasion.
Respected guests and fellow colleagues and audience, this time I'm reading the message from our chairman, Dr. Pranav Sen, ISI Council. He's saying that the statistical system in India is going through a challenging and exciting time. The use of data is becoming more ubiquitous, permeating into all constituents of our society and economy. Expectations from our statisticians are high and increasing. The National Statistics Day is an occasion for us to explore ways of meeting these expectations, through new and innovative methods of theory and data collection. I'm sure that we will do so as we have so many times in the past. Regarding this, actually, we have been thinking, and I have some thoughts, perhaps as a scientific worker and dean, that along with many of my colleagues, whether ISI has done enough to spread statistics, education all over the country, whether we have disseminated statistical knowledge enough to deal with data science problems to the whole country. PCM may not other way, as many people might think along that line, it is not so affirmative. Can ISI have the willpower, respective faculty strength, infrastructure to do it now? Can the government, alumni and industry help in this endeavor? Can we say next year, in the National Statistics Day, ISI Workers' Day, yes, Professor, we have fulfilled our pledge, starting a new statistics and data science undergraduate program spreading over the whole country. Can you say that? Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bashar. I now request Dr. Parthabuddin Mohantu, President of ISI Workers Organization, to say a few words on this occasion.
আজকের এই বিশেষ দিনটিতে আমরা প্রত্যেক বছরই এখানে মিলিত হই এবং প্রফেসরের কর্মকাণ্ড, তার দর্শন, তার কল্পনা শক্তি এবং প্রতিষ্ঠান তৈরির এক অসম্ভব ক্ষমতা, আরো অন্যান্য দিক নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করি এবং প্রত্যাশা করি যাতে আমাদের এই প্রিয় প্রতিষ্ঠানটি পূর্বের গরিমা ফিরে পায় এবং ওনার দর্শনকে আমরা এগিয়ে নিয়ে যেতে পারি। তো আজকের এই 130তম জন্মবার্ষিকীতে আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানে আগত গেস্ট অফ অনার স্বামী সুবীরানন্দজি, আমাদের প্রেসিডেন্ট প্রফেসর শঙ্কর কে পাল, আমাদের গেস্ট, স্পেশাল গেস্ট মিস্টার চন্দ্রশেখর ঘোষ, প্রফেসর এবি রাহা, আমাদের ডাইরেক্টর প্রফেসর সৌমিত্র বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় অ্যান্ড ডিন অফ স্টাডিজ প্রফেসর গোপাল বসাক এবং অন্যান্য সমস্ত অতিথি এবং সমস্ত ওয়ার্কারদের, আমার ওয়ার্কারদের এবং স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্সের অভিনন্দন। আমি শুরুটা করব একটি ছোট্ট গল্প দিয়ে, যেটা হয়তো অনেকেই জানা এবং বারবার আলোচনা করেছে। সালটা 1915 এবং ইউরোপে তখন মহাযুদ্ধ। ভারতীয় এক তরুণ অপেক্ষায় আছেন কখন জাহাজ ছাড়ে, তাকে দেশে ফিরতে হবে। ইংল্যান্ড মাসের কারণ কেমব্রিজের কিংস কলেজে ট্রাইকোর্স পড়া, সেখানে তিনি পেয়েছেন সিনিয়র রিসার্চ ফেলোশিপ। ফিজিক্স সে একমাত্র ফার্স্ট ক্লাস এবং সর্বোপরি নতুন একটা দৃষ্টিভঙ্গি। তবে যা অপ্রত্যাশিতভাবে এলো তা একটি দেশে ও তার তামাম জনসমগ্রের ভবিষ্যৎ নির্ধারণ করে দেবে, হাত ধরে এনে দেবে এক উন্নততর শতাব্দীতে। অনেকটা দেরি হলো জাহাজ ছাড়তে। জিজ্ঞাসু করুন লাইব্রেরির দিকে পা বাড়ালেন। মুক্তমন সাথে ছিল, ঘটনাচক্রে হাতে এলো সংখ্যাতত্ত্ব বা স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স এর বিখ্যাত জার্নাল বায়োমেট্রিকা। সেদিন 9 খণ্ডের জার্নাল সঙ্গে করেই এলেন দেশে। পিয়ারসন, বিখ্যাত স্ট্যাটিস্টিশিয়ান, তার ব্যবহারিক সংখ্যাতত্ত্ব মানে অ্যাপ্লাইড স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স ধরনায় তৈরি হলো গভীর আগ্রহ। কলকাতায় বসে চলল সেই বিক্ষণ। দিন আর প্রতিষ্ঠানের দিকে তাকিয়ে তরুণটি কে বলে দিতে হয় না, এই গল্প হয়তো সবার শোনা বহুবার। তবুও এই দিনটিতে তাকে স্মরণ করা কোনো নিয়মাফিক অভ্যাস নয়। বর্তমানের কথা ভেবে তার কর্মকাণ্ড, তার দর্শন কতটা কালোত্তীর্ণ, কত যুগ এগিয়ে থাকা তা নিজেদের মনে করিয়ে দেওয়া দরকার বইকি। এখন তথ্যযুগ, এজ অফ ইনফরমেশন। আমাদের প্রতিনিয়ত আচরণ তৈরি হচ্ছে অজস্র তথ্য, যাকে আধুনিক পৃথিবীর ইন্ধন বললে ভুল হয় না। আমরা ওয়াকিবহাল সেই তথ্যের জোরে তাবড় কোম্পানিরা সমাজের গতি নির্ধারণ করছে, রাষ্ট্রের ও মানুষের ভবিষ্যৎ গড়া চলছে। এখন তো স্ট্যাটিস্টিশিয়ান মানে সংখ্যাবিদদের স্বর্ণযুগ হওয়ার কথা। আগের শতাব্দীর সেই তরুণের স্বপ্নের আয়সায় প্রাপ্তি ও সম্ভাবনার শীর্ষে থাকার কথা। আমরা আছি কি? এই আত্মানুসন্ধানের প্রশ্নে আবারও পরিচিত শব্দগুলো বলা প্রয়োজন। তর্কের খাতিরে কেউ বর্তমান তত্ত্বের বিরাট আয়তন মনে করিয়ে দিতে পারে, কিন্তু আগেই বলে রাখা ভালো যে বহুদিন আগে মানে 1944-45 বসে দুর্ভিক্ষ পরবর্তী বাংলায় সমীক্ষা চালাচ্ছেন, তখন গণনার ক্ষমতা, প্রযুক্তি সবই সীমিত। লক্ষ কোটির হিসেব সাধারণ বোধের সীমানা অনেকটাই বাড়ে। তাই অভাব ক্ষমতার জগৎটা অনেকখানি বেশি কল্পনা। আজকের যুগের নিরিখে সেই প্রথম গণিতের আলোকে তথাকথিত বিগ ডেটা বিশ্লেষণ বা বিগ ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস যন্ত্রমেধার অবারিত সাহায্য ছাড়াই। হ্যাঁ, তিনি ভাগ্যবান ছিলেন, আজীবন আলোকিত মানুষের সান্নিধ্য পেয়েছেন পরিবারে, কর্মক্ষেত্রে, ব্যক্তি জীবনে। তবে তার কল্পনা শক্তির জন্য তাকে অবশ্যই ধন্যবাদ দেওয়া ছিল। প্রেসিডেন্সি কলেজে পড়াকালীন তার শিক্ষকদের মধ্যে ছিলেন জগদীশ চন্দ্র বসু, প্রফুল্লচন্দ্র রায়। অন্যদের মধ্যে মেঘনাথ সাহা 1 বছরের জুনিয়র, সুভাষচন্দ্র বসু 2 বছরের জুনিয়র। রবীন্দ্র প্রভাব বিষয়ে নতুন করে বলার কিছুই নেই। তো একজনের মুহূর্তের পৃষ্ঠপোষকতার কথা বলা প্রয়োজন, তিনি আচার্য ব্রজেন্দ্রনাথ সিং। প্রশান্তচন্দ্রের বেড়ে ওঠায় ব্রাহ্ম সমাজের প্রভাব ছিল। ব্রজেন্দ্রনাথ আরো অনেকভাবে এসেছিলেন তার কাছে। তৎকালীন কলকাতা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের দর্শনের চেয়ার ছিলেন তিনিই প্রথম। 1917 সালে পরীক্ষার ফলাফল পরিসংখ্যানগত বিষয় মানে স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল অ্যানালাইসিস দরকার প্রফেসরের সাহায্য চান। তখন তার বয়স 24 এবং এটাই হয়তো কলকাতায় স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল প্রজেক্টের জন্ম বলা চলে। প্রথম স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল প্রজেক্ট হলো। তারপর একে একে এসছে অনেক ল্যান্ডমার্ক মুহূর্ত। 1922-এ উত্তরবঙ্গ, 26-এ উড়িষ্যার বন্যা পরিস্থিতি মোকাবিলায় দীর্ঘমেয়াদী রিপোর্ট পেশ করেছেন। তার সুপারিশ মেনেই গড়ে উঠেছে মহানদীর বাঁধ। নৃতাত্ত্বিক তথ্যের উপর তার গবেষণা প্রকাশ করেছে ইন্ডিয়ান সায়েন্স কংগ্রেস। তার অ্যানালিসিস অফ রেস মিক্সচার ইন বেঙ্গল বাংলার জনবিন্যাসের প্রমাণ নথি। তার দীর্ঘ কর্মজীবন লক্ষ্য করলে এটাই সবচেয়ে বেশি চোখে পড়ে। একজন ব্যবহারিক সংখ্যা তত্ত্বের নিবিড় গবেষক, বিজ্ঞানকে সমাজ ও জীবনের উপযোগী করে যাওয়াতেই তার সাফল্য। তার আবিষ্কার জটিলতার ঊর্ধ্বে, জীবন ঘনিষ্ঠ। 1950 এনএসএস, 1951 সেন্ট্রাল স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্যাল অর্গানাইজেশন স্থাপনের লক্ষ্যে, তাই সমাজে মানুষ ও রাষ্ট্র। এখন বিদেশ সম্পর্কে একটা প্রচ্ছন্ন পক্ষপাত সবার মধ্যেই দেখা যায়। আমরা নিজেদের ছাত্র শিক্ষকদের থেকেও এগিয়ে রাখি বিলেত বা আমেরিকা ফেরতদের। কারণটা অস্বস্তির হলেও সত্য বোধ হয়। এখানেও আবার প্রশান্তচন্দ্র মহানবী স্মরণীয়। ভারত তখনও সংখ্যা তত্ত্বে এসেছিল অনেক দেরিতে। কল্পনা শক্তি ও মেধা তো ছিল, প্রয়োজনে অনুসরণও নিঃসংক ছিলেন প্রফেসর। ফলে এক আধুনিক বিশ্বজনীন ইনস্টিটিউট গড়ে উঠেছিল। 1956 আইএসআই এর প্রথম কম্পিউটার আসে। একা নয়, বৈচিত্র্যের জোরেই বড় হয়েছিল বটগাছ। তার ছায় বৈচিত্র্যের টানায় আসতে হয়েছিল হোচিমিন, কুচেবেয়ার এবং নিকিতা ক্রুশ্চেভকে। নর্থ ক্যারোলিনা রিসার্চ ট্রায়াঙ্গলে আইএসআই কে সামনে রেখে গড়ে উঠেছিল গবেষণাগার। রোনাল্ড ফিশার, কর্মব্রতের মতো বিশ্বসেরাদেরও অনুপ্রেরণার খোঁজে আসতে হয়েছে এখানে। শুধু সংখ্যাতত্ত্ব নয়, এই বৈচিত্র্যের তালিকায় নোবেল জয়ী জর্জ অ্যাকেরলফ ও সামিল। অর্থনীতির সর্বোচ্চ সম্মান পাওয়ার কাজটি তিনি দিল্লি সেন্টারে বসে শুরু করেছিলেন। এরকম কত নাম আসে, সদ্যপ্রয়াত কল্যাণপুরম রাঙ্গাচারী পার্থসারথী, সবার পরিচিত টিআরপি। এই মহান প্রতিষ্ঠানের যে ভূমিপুত্র, প্রতিষ্ঠানটির প্রথম প্রজন্মের ছাত্র রাজচন্দ্র ঘোষ, সমরেন্দ্রনাথ রায় ও সিআর রাও যে দর্শনে গড়ে উঠেছিলেন, তাতে বাকি বিশ্ব কৃতার্থ হয়েছিল। এই দর্শনের আরো পুনর্বিস্তারের প্রয়োজন এসেছে। প্রফেসরকে পদ্মভূষণ দেওয়া হয়েছিল 1968। বিজ্ঞান ও দেশের সেবায় অবদানের জন্য। হয়তো তার স্মৃতির সম্মানে তা যথেষ্ট নয়। তার দর্শনের উত্তরাধিকার আমাদের ভালো মন্দের দায়িত্ব। প্রসঙ্গত মনে পড়ে 1950-এ পুনা সায়েন্স কংগ্রেসের প্রেসিডেন্ট পদে প্রফেসরের বক্তৃতার শিরোনাম ছিল হোয়াই স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স। আজকের দুনিয়ায় কৃত্রিম মেধা বা আর্টিফিশিয়াল ইন্টেলিজেন্সের সবচেয়ে সফল পর্যায় হচ্ছে মেশিন লার্নিং। এবং এই মেশিন লার্নিং এর মেরুদণ্ডই যেখানে ম্যাথমেটিক্যাল স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স, সেখানে কিছুটা দুর্ভাগ্যের বিষয় এই যে আইএসআই সারা পৃথিবীর এই কৃত্রিম মেধা বা আর্টিফিশিয়াল ইন্টেলিজেন্স সংক্রান্ত গবেষণা বা অন্তত গাণিতিক তত্ত্ব প্রতিষ্ঠায় একেবারে অগ্রণী ভূমিকা নিতে পারল না। তবে কি আরো অনেক অতীতের খ্যাতনামা প্রতিষ্ঠানের মতো ভবিষ্যতে শুধুমাত্র মধ্যমেধার পরিপালনই আমাদের অমোঘ ভবিতব্য হতে চলেছে? হয়তো এই প্রশ্নের উত্তর খোঁজার সময় এসছে। আমি অনেকগুলো প্রশ্ন রেখে গেলাম। আশা রাখি আমাদের প্রতিষ্ঠানের একাডেমিক লিডাররা এগুলো নিয়ে গভীরভাবে চিন্তা ভাবনা করবেন এবং ইনস্টিটিউটের গরিমা পুনরুদ্ধারে অগ্রণী ভূমিকা নেবেন। হ্যাপি ওয়ার্কার্স ডে অ্যান্ড স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স ডে। নমস্কার।
Thank you, Dr. Mohanty, to educate us on the existing problems in ISI and the possible way out of that. We now have Professor Ashit Boron Laha. I'll just briefly introduce him. Born in June 1945, Laha passed his BStat with first rank in first class and MStat in 1966 from ISI. He then did his PhD in 1973 from ISI under the supervision of late Professor Ashok Moitra. He then joined as a faculty in ISI in 1974 and served the institute till June 2010. Post-retirement also he served ISI as a visiting professor to its Northeast Center at Tejpur till December 2015. His areas of interest were general topology, study of function spaces, set theory and algebraic topology. He also taught in Department of Statistics, University of Dar es Salaam during 78 and 80, Department of Pure Mathematics, University of Calcutta in 77, and Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandira, Belur. He has several publications, many of them are single author in various international journals, and he was my teacher in BStat days. Radha, please.
All the dignitaries on the dais, the institute workers, the scholars, students, ladies and gentlemen who adorn the audience today. Now, I have been asked by our director to speak something about Mahalanobis today on the auspicious day. This is almost equivalent to asking a fly to judge or to measure a behemoth, like a big dinosaur which is just below this building. So there is almost a futile attempt on my part to describe the list of achievements or attainments of Professor Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobis in a very short time. Probably it may take more than 24 hours to complete all this. So I will not attempt that way. I shall try to present something which my own personal understanding of this gentleman, of this big personality, one of the best products or fruits of Bengal Renaissance. Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobis was born in a Brahmo family in 210 Cornwall Street, presently called Bilan Saroni, and in a house which was built by his grandfather, Guru Charan Mahalanobis. Their big ancestral house was in, they actually hailed from Bikrampur, Dhaka, and their surname was Banerjee or Bandyopadhyay, but they used Mahalanobis for now let me try to give some glimpses of this great personality, which I personally saw that. I am one of the luckiest person here who have seen him walking on this earth. He died in the year 1972. Today, 130 years back, he was born in 1893. About his study and all those things, I don't want to say that, but he is usually described as follows. He is usually described as a physicist by training, a statistician by instinct, and a planner by conviction. Now, after returning from England, after finishing tripos and getting initiated in statistics, as was described just now by my previous predecessor, in the King's College of Cambridge, where he came across Biometrica and got interested in statistics, which later on became a history. He joined Presidency College as a physics teacher. There in the library, in the laboratory of physics laboratory, he started the statistical laboratory, which later on became the Indian Statistical Institute on 1931, 17 December. Now, let me say that when I saw this great man first time, I joined ISI in 1961, second batch of BStat students, and on, I think one particular day, I don't remember the day, it was the precious welcome. We were first year students. A precious welcome was given by the second year students of BStat and second year students of MStat. And there on the days, I saw for the first time Professor Prashanta Chandra Mahalanobis and also Professor Satyendranath Bose, two FRSs on the same days. There was another gentleman, C.R. Rao, who became FRS later on. And still now he is alive. The best student of Professor Chandra Mahalanobis is Kolampudi Radhakrishna Rao. He is 102 years now in the United States. Recently his birthday was celebrated. So this is the first occasion I saw Professor Mahalanobis. On second time, there used to be a lot of visitors, particularly from abroad, who used to come to the ISI and on his invitation. And there used to be some parties, because there were general parties, and to increase the number of audience, the students were invited to attend those tea parties or whatever it is. So the students were BStat students first year, second year, MStat students first year, second year. I forgot to mention that on the freshers' day, from the senior batch of students, two persons welcome us. One of them from BStat and one of them from MStat. The person who was from MStat is no less than Dr. Subramaniam Swamy. And Subramaniam Swamy is now a parliamentarian. And the second person was a lady student, Ruma Bose. Now at present Ruma Bose Guha. So this is how I met this professor. And professor is the term which is used in ISI to mean Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. Just if you say professor, it means P.C. Mahalanobis. If you say Dr. Rao, it means Professor C.R. Rao. And they used to enjoy that. They used to, Dr. Rao at least told me that I would like to be called Dr. Rao. At least on one particular occasion. I never had any occasion to talk to Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. It is impossible for us because he never took any class for us except on one occasion when he took a class for our batch of BStat first year, and it was actually on measurements, how to take measurements. And we were 36 students, and we had to measure something on a paper. I don't exactly remember a particular line, and write down how I measured that, and it was submitted. And Professor Mahalanobis took those things and gave some explanation of that is what is called statistics, to understand all these variation in the measurements. There will be variation, and to study the variation is actually one of the main things of probability theory. So this is the second occasion that there was a a great probabilist who visited ISI and gave lectures. Joseph Leo Du, J.L. Du, who is one of the greatest probabilists of the modern century, and he was giving a series of lectures, and we are attending that. Many of us did not understand, but that was immaterial. On the last day of his lecture, suddenly, while the lecture was on, Professor P.C. Mahalanobis entered the room, and the lecture stopped, and then between Professor and J.L. Du, some discussion started about probability theory, and what went on after that is simply we did not follow anything. Professor Du was talking about something, a probability space being sent by a rocket, and then there is something, and Professor Mahalanobis is telling something about that. So they are talking about that, and we did not understand anything. It was absolutely unintelligible to us, but it was going on like that. That is another way, another day when I met Professor Mahalanobis, and this exchange going on, and then finally it ended, and then he just thanked the Du for coming to India and giving lectures to our students and enlighten our students by the new theory of probability. And another story I want to say is that, you see, Professor Mahalanobis is incomplete without his well-known consort, Nani Mahalanobis. Mrs. Nirmal Kumari Mahalanobis is the daughter of Paramachandra Moitro, and Professor Mahalanobis fell in love with her, but there was a problem about their marriage because her father belonged to Sammelan Brahma Samaj, and Mahalanobis belonged to Southern Brahma Samaj, and there is some kind of clash between them. And that's why Hirammo, who is actually an educationist, he objected to their marriage. It was actually because of Rabindranath Tagore and Sukumar Rai and Nilratan Sarkar that the marriage was possible. In fact, Nilratan Sarkar was the mama of Professor Mahalanobis and Meshamashai of Nirmal Kumari, Rani Mahalanobis. So the same man acted as the main person of the marriage. This is another incident which happened, which is very important for his life. And about Mrs. Mahalanobis, one of the greatest hostess. Behind Mahalanobis' achievement, definitely this lady gave much contribution, because the many guests, actually Professor Mahalanobis once told somebody, not me, that what most pleases me in ISI is that so many foreigners are trudging on the rural roads of ISI. You see, the present day, you see the roads of ISI is concrete. But when I joined ISI in 65, these are almost rural, almost in Santiniketan like. So this is the constant visits of foreigners from all over the world that made him very, very happy, and that completely enriched the Indian Statistical Institute what it is now. So, and another incident, let me finish with that, because I didn't want to go about his contribution and all those things because they're already known. This is again about this hostess, because without this hostess, Mahalanobis will not be the same Mahalanobis. Actually, the guest, I think more from some Scandinavian countries, was visiting and was staying in the Amrapali. And for some time he had some stomach problem, and it was not going. Doctors examined, but it was not. Then it was Mrs. Mahalanobis, Rani Mahalanobis knew about it. And then he told this man, this guest, that you cannot digest milk. You have to take goat's milk, and I shall arrange it. Goat's milk will suit you, and your trouble will go. Mrs. Mahalanobis ordered that a goat should be brought to Amrapali, and it was bought. It was tended there, and the milk was used for that guest, and his trouble really went off. This I learned from Professor Nicholas Bhattacharya, who is no longer alive, but came in very close contact with both P.C. Mahalanobis and Gandhi Mahalanobis. So I think I don't want about personal things. I think I don't want to say anything and don't take any more time. But unity in diversity, that is the symbol of Indian Statistics Institute, and that should be maintained. I feel that that should continue as the present generation, and the legacy of Mahalanobis should be continued in this way. After 130 years he has completed, let us see that ISI also becomes more prosperous when he becomes 200. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Raha, for sharing with us your ISI experiences. Since you have talked about classes, I remember a very unique experience in our Vista days. We were writing Radha's paper, okay, probably in Vista first year, and we had a question. The question was something like this: f of x is equal to the capital of x. And then he gave some 5 countries' names. And then we were asked to find out what is f of x for those countries. So basically it's a general knowledge problem converted to mathematics and then was given to us in the exam. So I think none of us were really able to answer all the values of x. 2, 3 maybe maximum. So this is what I say is. Okay. Now I will briefly introduce Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh. He is born in August 1960 at Vishalgarh in Tripura. He is the founder, managing director and CEO of Bandhan Bank. He has been one of the foremost proponents of financial inclusion in India. He has more than 30 years of experience in microfinance and development trading. His father, late Haripada Ghosh, owned a sweet shop in Tripura. Even as a student, Mr. Ghosh supported his father at the shop. After completing his education, he joined BRAC, that is Bangladesh's largest non-government organization. After returning to India, Ghosh worked with several NGOs before quitting his last job at the Village Welfare Society. He then established Bandhan Konnagar. Incidentally, I am also born and brought up in Konnagar, a non-for-profit organization in West Bengal which aimed to provide microfinance services to the marginalized, thereby driving financial inclusion. He holds a master's degree in statistics. He started Bandhan Konnagar in 2001. The NGO extended microcredit to marginalized women to help them become entrepreneurs. In 2009, the microfinance portfolio of the NGO was transferred to NBFC, which Bandhan had acquired in 2006. Gradually, the organization expanded its operations to various states of the country. In 2010, Bandhan became the largest microfinance institute in India. In 2004, Bandhan received an in-principle approval from the Reserve Bank of India to set up a universal bank. The final license was, however, obtained in June 2015. Bandhan Bank started operations on August 23, 2015 with Mr. Ghosh as the Managing Director and CEO. This is the first ever instance of an Indian microfinance institute becoming a universal bank. Incidentally, Bandhan Bank is also the first bank to be set up in Eastern India since independence. Besides being the former chairman of the Confederation of Indian Industry, that is CII, Eastern Region, and the former president of Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, he is also associated with various other industry bodies. Among the awards he received in sequential order of the year, Senior Ashoka Fellow, which is a social entrepreneurship award in 2007 by Ashoka Foundation, Entrepreneur with Social Impact 2014 by Forbes India Leadership Awards, Entrepreneur of the Year 2014 by the Economic Times, CNN IBN Indian of the Year in 2016 in Business category, Banker of the Year for 2018-19 by the Business Standard. May I request Mr. Ghosh to deliver your speech to the audience.
Namaskar, respected the President of ISI, Professor Shankar Kumar Pal, guest of honor, our General Secretary of Ramakrishna Mission and Math, Sri Shubhiranandana Maharaj, Director of this institution, our the Mrs. Shambhavita Bandhopadhyay, and a very good speaker, and today I learned another guest and teacher of ex-teacher of the ISI, A.B. Raha, and the Professor Mr. Boschak and Professor Mohanto, distinguished all guests, faculties, students. This is a big opportunity for me. I'm invited in this, the biggest and very renowned institution in the world, named ISI. And the day is a very renowned of the day, which is the 130th birthday of P.C. Mohanadash. I'm delighted of that, to attend of this. And of course, this is the same day have been declared about it as a statistical day, and also the workers' day. I am not like to say about Dr. Mohanadash. I'm a very small person to explain about himself. You already listened about it. And I will feel proud. I studied in statistics. When I go to this university to take admission in physics, all seats are booked. Then the department head carried me to take admission nearby of the department name is in statistics. I did not know that time what is the statistics. I am not pronunciation about the statistics. What? I know the static, and last statistics, couple of days have been taken the time to make it. When the people ask that what is the subject you are studying, sorry, and I cannot explain. I only say that it's an applied maths. So what is the implication? Where it is used? No answer. When the course in masters have been offered, the two special subjects. One is econometrics, another is in demography. Which one I will take? I feel that which I'll get the job. The job maybe census is related to demography. I can get the job, so I'll be like to study on that one. But I feel proud after 38 years that my every job in the bank, I'm using the statistics. And every moment helped my statistics. Type 1 error, type 2 error, lots of things I have been used. Stratified sample, random sample, then people ask me, how do you know this? So that is the thing. I feel that the practical life or business life, statistics is a very important for all of us. Though I have been understand or realized it later, but you will be not like that. So that is my learning from PC Margaret. Very big vision if I get the chance to enter the ISI to study. It's a big vision of the student level. But that institution I get the invitation. I give my great thanks to Madam to invite me. I also suggested on that to talk about our banking life. I would like to talk little bit on that. Bandhan is born as a microcredit organization. What is the background? Why? I given that very small two example on that. In that time, I was in a Shubha Bazaar, daily market. Some person early morning has come and given a 500 rupees to the vegetable sellers and collect upfront 5 rupees. And evening, same person has come back and collected 500 rupees. Then I asked him that why you are paying 700% interest. 700? No, it is 5 rupees. So 1% half a day, calculate is a 700% more than. You are paying, yes. Why? So who will give the money to me? Even 500 or 1,000 or 5,000, no bank, no financial institution in the country to give it. And I'm very happy to give 5 rupees to this person, which is a 2 cup of tea for me. And he's coming to my business place to give the money, collect from my business place. Then I count on that. If this type of market, out of 6 lakhs villages, even 3 lakhs are market. And if each market is 100 people are like that, to take in money from that, is it not that the lakhs of crore money are need of these people to develop their business and change their life? Why not we can? So this is the first key point to come to my mind, and I'm thinking about it. Why not the same way I like to provide the financial service to them? And this is called the real financial inclusion. That is 2001. I started on that as an NGO and make it on that. And very tough to getting the funding, lot of challenge faced, and people challenged, lots of things have been seen on that. My next point has come to the mind when I see that the very good way we are doing with the women. Why? The women is like to contributed more to the family compared to the man. When the income has come in the women's hand, and women are used that money for the children betterment of their education, their health, their dresses, their ice cream, everything they are take care. not in a wine. So Peter, who can be like to encourage the women come as entrepreneurs. Then I have been, that time we have given the funding 100% to the women. So go to the any market today, ask the women, I hope that 90% is my customer. So this is the things. Then yesterday has come to me to meet some of the person for the credit board, one of the credit board, and they given the data to me. So whatever the microcredit you have given, 60% of these people today are going to the other credit for housing loan, for two-wheeler loan, for the commercial vehicle. And if you see that, 3,000 to 10,000 rupees loan given to this type of small people, and they are now demand has increased in that level, and every level helped to us in this the statistical data. And second point is coming on that mind. In 2005-6, the India had the big country, 130 crores the population, 26 crore family. So until I am not scale, there is no impact. And if we scale, so per capita income of this level of the people increase, then automatically Indian people per capita income will increase. Very good way on that. Because you know, because you are the statistics people, expert. So those are the few are the industrialist income has increased and divided the total population. So that much per capita income is not increased until not we are increased the large number of people's per capita income. And that is called the bottom up pyramid point of view to model to like of that. And that sense I have been thinking that how I scale across the country. There is a two challenges I have been feeling. First challenge on that, the people. Because this is a new area of industry. No institution or study we given a teach to them how what is microcredit, how it can be like to work, and what is the skill is developed for the management level of that. Then I decided on that to set up a training center, recruited fresh people from the rural India, and trained them in the classroom, and given a training to the field level, and build up the skilled people in across the country. So this is the one now, 12 training center across the country, 4,000 people per month receive the training from the training center. So this is the one side challenge, and accordingly we are plan and do it on that. Second big challenge I feel that the funding is issue. Because of I coming from the NGO and say that if you like to scale, you cannot get the more funding to NGO. I converted NBFC, and NBFC also we see that the two major challenges for funding. Sorry. One challenge is there. I am dependent on that interest rate of the bank. Bank charge me, I charge to this customer. That I have not any chance to reduce the interest rate. And second challenge, if bank say me, I will not fund you, next day I will like to totally close this service. So where they will go? Sorry. So then I thought about it, what my only option if I become a bank. In 2010, the government declared they will give the new bank license and NBFC can apply. When I decided that, okay, I will be apply for the bank license, my surrounding people, my colleagues, my surrounding friends, relatives, who are everyone against me, you will not get the bank license. You are doing the job for the helping the people, the poor. So no RBI will not give the license to you. So you are that this time isn't you are mad. Then I feel that what is my loss if I not get it? I maybe some of the fee I will be lost from the consultant fee, but I will be gained to analyze my system, due diligence by them, that will be help to me. And I applied. I got the license. And that helped to the country or the Bandhan on that. We are now 34 states and union territory. We are, before these 8 years of the bank, we are reached 65 lakhs of the customer. Now we have the 3 crores customer across the country. We have the 6,000 branches. Every village, every corner, if you go to ask a Bandhan, everyone know that. So this is the way we reached and we contributed to the economy. We are now 20% of the total microcredit share in the country. Whatever the country have, they have the 6 crore customer as a country. So we hold more than 1 crore microcredit customer, which are women. We are the only bank which are the customer, 2 crore customer of women. So we are reaching to them such a way where this level of the people will become up in the another level. And there is not only the bank, we are changing the life of the people. Total life cycle, I know that what level they were started and what level they has now come on that. And I, as a bank now, we are not only the microcredit. We are 50% of our advances are microcredit. We have the housing loan, we have that MSME, we have that personal loan, gold loan, two-wheeler loan, vehicle loan. We are diversified all of these the product of advances. And within a year, 8 years, the bank has been reached to achieve more than 2 lakh crores as a business. Out of that, more than 1 lakh crores is a deposit, which nobody believed in a banking industry. It's possible within 8 years, more than 1 lakh crores deposit. And on our trust of the people, all people believed on that, on the bank. So that this has come on that. And if you see that I given my statement in the beginning, how statistics help me. When I go to this, the selection of this, the branch opening, I used the statistics. When I go to this, to decide on the credit worthiness of the customer, statistics help me. Data analytics help me. Data analytics help me which customer will be like to probable to come as a default. Data analytics help me to decide on that a default customer which will recover, which will not recover. So every day it has been helping on that. So data analytics center in the bank is a 2/3 of the employee from ISI. And people are saying to me that you are sitting in the city where is all data analytics we are recruited from here. So this is an I see that lot of opportunities in India to do the different types of business and services because the people have the need. And Bandhan is now 34 states and union territory. We have that the 70,000 direct employees. And we have created 70,000 employees. If we say that the 3 crores of the customer, 1.5 crores is a microcredit. Each microcredit borrower created one new employment. They created 1 crore 50 lakhs new employment in the country. There is no enterprise, I can say that, created so much of the new employment and so much of the small income of the family. We have been changed the life. I visited in the Darjeeling. I saw that one women at the store, a restaurant. I seated, asked her. I am not given my introduction. He said that I taken 10 years before is a 12,000 rupees loan. Today my husband worked under me, and I have this restaurant, and I have the four-wheelers, 25 two-wheelers, 6 homestay, 5 lakhs income per month. I received the 2 lakhs from you. What is the change in the life? He said that the only son studied in a convent school. So this is the contribution of the microcredit. This is not only money, it's a change of the life of the people. So that and created the employment hues of the country. So I say that you also, because of the many of the people you are, maybe the student and teacher, of course, on that, encourage the people to start the enterprise. Lot of opportunities. Yes, as a challenge. If I face the challenge as a very small person that's coming to this position, you also can do. And it is needed on that. I hope that Dr. Mahanavurish, his thought is the same point. He thinking about it and always talking about it. That not it is a statistics as a theory. Until statistics you are not implementing the practical, this theory is not in effect. You try to link with the practical, how it can be change the society of the country. That will be like to real value of the statistics. I hope that you are doing it and lot of helping to us. Thank you to all of you given these opportunities. Listen me. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for sowing the seeds of entrepreneurship in us and also showing us the way to success. There were quite a few hindrances in the last few years due to pandemic in properly celebrating this event. We sincerely hope that those days are past. Today we are fortunate to have with us Swami Subirananda Maharaj Ji as the guest of honor. I will briefly introduce him. Revered Swami Subirananda Maharaj is the General Secretary of the worldwide Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission with their headquarters at Belur Math. Revered Maharaj joined the Ramakrishna Order as a novice at Ramakrishna Mission Boys Home, Rohra, in 1973 and served that institution for 3 years. Maharaj then served as headmaster of Ramakrishna Mission School in Alo, in Arunachal Pradesh, and subsequently as the secretary of the branch center there. After spending 18 years in Alo, Maharaj moved in 1997 to Ramakrishna Mission Vidyapit in Deoghar, Jharkhand, and took charge as the secretary of the center. In 2006, when he was at Deoghar Vidyapit, he was elected a trustee of the Ramakrishna Math and a member of the governing body of Ramakrishna Mission. In the following year, he moved to the headquarters at Belur Math to serve as Assistant General Secretary of Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, a post which he held for about 10 years. He was appointed General Secretary of the twin organizations in May 2017. He served as a member of the West Bengal Education Commission 2014. Revered Maharaj is a popular orator and has also authored a large number of articles, especially on education and values. He is known for his administrative acumen, affable behavior, and genuine humility. May I request Maharajji to share your thoughts.
सर्वे सुखिनो भवन्तु, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात्. Let all be happy, let all be free from ailments, let all be blessed with the vision of truth, beauty and goodness. Let misery touch none. Respected Professor Shankar Kumar Pal, the President of this internationally known and highly reputed institute, Professor A.V. Raha, a retired faculty member of this great institute, very respected Professor Shambhavitra Bandyopadhyay, the last year director of Indian Statistical Institute, learned members of the faculty, Professor Chandrasekhar Ghosh, Mr. Chandrasekhar Ghosh, Managing Director and CEO, Bandhan Bank, Dr. Parthapratim Mohanto, President of ISI Workers Organization, Professor Gopal Bosak, Dean of Studies of this great institute, learned members of the faculty, very dear students, scholars, guests and dignitaries, and others present here today on this auspicious occasion. We are celebrating the National Statistics Day today, and that marks the birth anniversary of Professor Mahalanobis, Prashanto Mahalanobis. Contribution of the professor, as he used to be known here in these premises, in the field of statistics and economic planning is second to none in the country. This year, his 138th birth anniversary is being celebrated. Also in the Indian Statistical Institute, this day has a special significance as the Workers' Day. We all know, you know more than me, that Professor is regarded as the father of Indian statistics. His contributions, goes without mention, have been fundamental and varied. He has been described as a physicist by training, a statistician by instinct, and a planner by conviction. His contributions were massive on the academic side as the builder of the Indian Statistical Institute, organizer of the Indian statistical systems,
pioneer in the applications of statistical techniques to practical problems, architect of the Indian second 5-year plan, and much more. One being from the Ramakrishna Math and Mission, it's impossible for me to not notice the parallel with our motto of Professor and motto of the Ramakrishna movement as envisaged by our leader, Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji has laid down for us the motto, which goes like Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitayacham. We work, we live for one's own liberation and also for the good of the world. These two are placeholders for individual excellence on the one hand and a larger service to humanity on the other. So long as an individual or an organization holds on to such twin noble guiding principles, it can only go from strength to strength. Excellence is an output, a product of focused and sustained effort, aimed at manifesting something very, very deep and latent in oneself, the reason data for one's very being. This process of sustained, focused effort has been described in Sanskrit as Gyanotapas, the tapasya for acquiring knowledge. This doesn't mean living away from the society in seclusion. No, by no means. But rather a focused dedication to an ideal with a daily practice commensurable with the ideal. Manasa eva indriyanam ekagram paramam tapaha. The one-pointed focus of the mind and senses is the best practice of excellence. It is this kind of practical aspiration that leads to the manifestation of excellence. Swami Vivekananda describes education as the manifestation of perfection already in man. Here, perfection and excellence can be used interchangeably. Perhaps it will not be out of place here to discuss an important subjective factor that leads to excellence. This subjective factor is the awareness. This is the awareness of being involved in an endeavor that supersedes narrow individual concerns. Focus on such a transpersonal ideal automatically allows one to go beyond the demands of the narrow personality. In psychology today, such a state of being is often referred to as flow. What is flow? The Hungarian-American psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who named the experience thus in 1970, emphasizes the following features: intense and focused concentration on the present moment, merging of action and awareness, a loss of reflective self-consciousness, a sense of timelessness, and a sense of satisfaction intrinsically accompanying the activity. Thus, flow entails an effortlessness after focus and brings with it a loss of narrow self-consciousness.
The striving for excellence, being transpersonal in a sense, gets automatically tied up with a larger concern for other human beings, and through that to service. In his treatise on the emendation of intellect, the great philosopher Spinoza describes this project by referring to the perfection of human nature. The purpose that understanding the rest of nature has within that conception, and the function of society as a means to perfection for its citizens. The highest good is to arrive, if possible, with other individuals at the enjoyment of such a nature. What that nature is, I will show in its place. Certainly, it is knowledge of the union that the mind has with all nature. I aim, therefore, at this end to acquire such a nature, and to strive that many might acquire it with me. It is for my happiness that I work so that many others will understand it the same way that I do, so that their intellects and desires unite harmoniously with my intellect and desire. So that this might happen, it is necessary to understand as much about nature as is necessary for the attainment of such a nature. And next, to form a society of the desired kind, so that as many people as possible, as easily and securely as possible, may attain it. So says Spinoza. Here the twin ideals of excellence and service have been given a sound philosophical foundation. Turning to great Indian thinkers, one finds in Swami Vivekananda a great exemplar of these twin ideals. While most Indian saints have talked about God, Swami Vivekananda insisted on man. The main theme of his lectures, private talks, writings, letters, etc., was human excellence, which is why we find that it was Vivekananda who inspired Jamshedji Tata to start an Institute of Science in Bangalore. And it is for this reason again, Vivekananda said to the Westerners, "You all are standing on volcano." Swamiji wanted Western science must be coupled with Eastern Vedanta, and then only the purpose of science and Vedanta will be fulfilled. Swamiji says that Vedanta must speak in the language of science, and science must speak with the accent of human welfare, which is why again, perhaps this is the only saint in the world during last 200 years who had the courage to say, throw the religious theories into the laboratories of science, get it tested, and if it stands the test, accept it, otherwise reject it and throw it altogether into the dustbin of this trade. Somebody was speaking about Meghdad Shah, so I feel tempted to inform you that when Meghdad Shah used to stand second in Presidency College, one of our illustrious Swami used to stand first in Presidency College in the Department of Physics. His name was Surin, and later on he became Swami Nirvedananda, who is the founder of Ramakrishna Mission Calcutta School, so located in Bengal. So naturally, even now, we have one young Swami, Professor Bandyopadhyay knows him very well. So he is supposed to be one of the most outstanding mathematicians in the world today. And he is a Swami, Mahan Maharaj, Swami Vidyanatha. So Swamiji always wanted to combine Vedanta and science, East and the West. How do you illustrate it? So some researcher on Swamiji illustrated it very well. He said, look, you imagine a scenario. Imagine a scenario that a boy, well clad, well educated, he is going by the busy street of Washington DC. While going, he finds something glittering, dazzling, lying beside the street. He goes, he finds it's a box with great hope. He opens the box because this is so dazzling from outside. He expected much more valuable things inside. But when he opened the box, he found, alas, it is all vacant. There's absolutely nothing inside the box. Then the commentator says, stretch your imagination simultaneously to the Orient. You are in India, typical Indian rural scene where you find a boy, maybe half naked, maybe completely nude, passing by the ridges of the field. While going, something glittering lying anchored here. While going, he finds something glittering lying uncared for, amidst the dust. Out of curiosity, he goes, picks it up, and this is the pearl. Swamiji says, well, the West has a box, but doesn't have a pearl to be preserved inside it. The East has a pearl, but doesn't have a box where it can be preserved. That's why Swamiji says, let the East come forward, let the West go forward, shake hands with each other, let science of the West come forward, let the Vedanta of the East go forward, then only we will be able to serve the mankind in the proper way. Otherwise, it may be, Swamiji was afraid, it may degenerate into howling without any flavor of the soul. This is where I find a lot of semblances between Swami Vivekananda and the great scientist Prashanta Mahananda. Now, he wanted every human being to manifest. When I say he wanted, I say Swami Vivekananda wanted. To manifest the best qualities in all spheres of life. He also set up, and so he set up the Ramakrishna Mission, whose main purpose is to facilitate such excellence in every sphere of life, and such facilitation is itself service. Here the Indian Statistical Institute, this twin aspiration has found expression through research and teaching, in short, through education. And it was education that Swami Vivekananda advocated as a panacea for India's ills. I again quote, education, education, education alone. Traveling through many cities of Europe and observing in them the comforts and education of even the poor people, there was brought to my mind the state of our own people, Swamiji says, and I used to shed tears for them. As you know that the day Swamiji conquered the world, 11th September of 1893, Swamiji was kept in a most cozy room that was available in America that day. And Swamiji didn't sleep. Swamiji didn't lie on that bed. Swamiji rolled down all through night and shed tears. All through night on the floor and shed tears. I'm one who represents a country, a nation, where people do not get a morsel of food to eat. And I should not use this bed for my comfort. That was the Vivekananda. And then Swamiji said that what made the difference? Education was the answer I got. How I became Vivekananda, he himself said, education was the answer. And in a national context, he said, how can there be any progress of the country without the spread of education, the dawning of knowledge? But he didn't advocate in ivory tower education oblivious to the welfare of the larger community. Education which doesn't help the common mass of people to equip themselves for the struggle of life, which doesn't bring out strength of character, a spirit of philanthropy, and the courage of a lion, is a work of the name. Real education is that which enables one to stand on one's own legs. Couple of years back, Kasturi Ramarajan came to me to consult about on the NEP, and amongst many other things, I told that you have to introduce the concept of Vivekananda's education in the NEP. Otherwise, the whole effort may not be able to deliver the kind of good that you expect. And then, even while focusing on education, Swami Vivekananda focused on the twin aspirations of excellence and service in and through all that we learn and do. And his idea of what constitutes real education brings us back to what we have said about a focused aspiration for excellence. Swamiji says, to me, the very essence of education is concentration of mind, not the collecting of facts. That's why we have had a lot of education commissions, we have a lot of educational philosophers, but I think during the last 2000 years, there was not a single educational philosopher who said education is the manifestation of perfection, and more than that, who said that concentration is the keynote of education. No philosopher. Swamiji told that concentration is the very basic of education. If I had to do my education over again, had any voice in the matter, Swamiji says I wouldn't study facts at all. I would develop the power of concentration and detachment, and then with a perfect instrument I could collect facts at will. Does this not remind us of Shankaracharya's Manusa eva indriyanam ekagram paramam tapah that we have referred to earlier, or Spinoza's arriving at perfection of human nature? Now, before I conclude, let me quote the legendary Professor Malnavis in the present context of doing ideals on a twofold aim for statistics that he envisioned. I quote, statistics must have a clearly defined purpose, one aspect of which is scientific advancement and the other human welfare and national development. Unquote. These doing ideals of an aspiration for scientific excellence, coupled with a deep commitment to a larger human welfare, have sustained the Indian Statistical Institute for almost a century. Today, those who have graduated from the Indian Statistical Institute are stationed at top international universities. I shall only mention the able laureate Professor Srinivasa Varadhan, and also Professor Saurabh Chakji, who was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society this year. At the same time, Indian Statistical Institute has taken a leading role in national development, including population surveys and the initiation of the computer age. I wish the Institute all future success in carrying forward this glorious tradition. Before I wrap up, I will try to share an anecdote, very recent anecdote with you. The Consul General of China here in Kolkata sought an appointment with me, and I granted him an appointment the following Sunday. Anyway, around 5 p.m. he came, and then he came with a lot of tea, and the packaging is so excellent. So I sarcastically told the Consul General that, have you come here to market tea? He told smilingly, no, I've come here to market Vivekananda. Then when I really asked him that what is the purpose of his meeting me, he told that I am coming to meet you, being instructed by the highest leadership of my country. What has happened? He said that in materialistic level we have reached a great truth. But today we are face to face with a very, very serious crisis. This is deficit of values, value deficit. boys and girls who are going to the universities and colleges, well, they are suffering from this crunch tremendously. And the highest political leadership in China have asked me to come and meet you and work out a package so that Vivekananda can be imported in our colleges and universities. That's what Vivekananda is, universally accepted today. Vivekananda has created ripples in Atlantic. Vivekananda has created ripples in Pacific, even in Mediterranean Sea. And now one can see that Huang Ho, which is so notorious for drone, well, there also we find the tide of Vivekananda. So Vivekananda is all around. Vivekananda is not an escape from our life. Vivekananda is an escape into our life at all levels, at micro level, at macro level, at individual level, at the community level, and then again onward and forward. As a matter of fact, Vivekananda predicted the right future for India. Vivekananda said that India will rise, but he gave a condition. He said that the inclusiveness of Sri Ramakrishna has to be accepted by the people of India. The other day I was going through a lecture by our Prime Minister, and in course of that lecture he was telling that if a new India has to emerge, it must happen in Vivekananda way, which is why I pray to Vivekananda that Vivekananda steps down in this institute, everywhere in our institutions, academic institutions all over, and we see the emergence of a new India which Swamiji really dreamed. And then finally, I will be failing in my duty if I do not thank very profusely our very respected Professor Swamamitra Bandyopadhyay for so kindly remembering me for this occasion and giving me this wonderful opportunity to be here and share my thoughts with you a little. And I wish you all the best, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you. And I pray to my general of the militia to which I am a humble soldier, Swami Vivekananda, that Swami Vivekananda blesses him profusely. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Swami Shivananda Maharaj Ji, for sharing your thoughts with this August gathering and inspiring us for our future endeavors. We are now almost at the end of today's program. May I now request the Chief Executive, Administration and Finance, Mr. Ravinder Kumar, to give vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. It has been such an honor to be part of this wonderful event. On the behalf of ISI, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed and respected guests and Director ISI. Sincere thanks to ISIWO and heads of the various departments who handled this event throughout. A wide round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made the event a memorable one. Finally, I would like to thank all of you present here for making the time to be with us today and helping us make this event a grand success. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Well, I now request again the team from ISI Club to start the national anthem and request all to please stand up.
सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जय जन मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Well, we now close today's celebration here, but celebration like this cannot close without food. So I request our guests, the dignitaries, to proceed to our guest house for lunch. May I request director and others to help them to reach the guest house. Others who are carrying coupons for today's meal may go towards the canteen to collect the special packages. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
যেরকম রুম থাক বুঝলি